It's time for another Drawing Neuroses. Let's see who I've picked this time around. This first character's name is Ethan and he belongs to Ski Mask Master on Instagram, and this is his backstory. Ethan is a mage with the ability to do illusion magic. He loves to impress and perform with his magic, maybe being a little reckless in the process. He's also guarded and private and can point out the one feature that makes a person insecure, although he doesn't do this on purpose. Ethan was given his magic at birth by a trickster god named Zumi. He can also channel his magic through various different forms, like his friendship bracelet and his trump card, which is activated by ripping the card necklace in half. This gives him the ability to make illusion magic real for about 5 minutes, but it's very taxing and can give him a nosebleed. So right off the bat, I loved this character. I thought he was adorable just on appearance, and the whole monochromatic purple colour scheme was definitely something I looked at and was a huge fan of. And of course, with this being a traditional art video, I decided to go with my watercolours because watercolour is my favourite medium. I think maybe next time I do traditional mediums with Drawing Neuroses, I might do markers or maybe another medium because I keep doing watercolours, but that's because I love them so much. And of course, my favourite watercolours return, my St. Petersburg White Knight watercolours. They are incredible. I love them for their colours, the way they layer, the way they spread. It's all good. So getting back to the character, because I always get sidetracked, I loved his design and all the little details that were all thought out, and just his whole illusion magic kind of thing. Even though it doesn't really look like illusion magic, I made it kind of look more like fire by accident. It's because when you're working with a monochromatic colour scheme, and I'm an artist who doesn't really do monochromatic colour schemes very often, I just wanted to bring a little bit more colour to it, so I added some complementary yellows, orange kind of feel, as well as a little bit of pink just to blend it all together very nicely, because I was definitely working with different tones of purple. And I do actually think, even though it's not 100% accurate, I feel like it definitely makes the purple of his hair and his clothes just completely pop in the picture. Something I also think I did wrong in terms of like the illusion magic is like the cards. I really wanted to do something with like cards because I thought it would look cool, but now reading back his backstory again, because I tend to get carried away when I read a character's backstory and then I try and translate it. I just got carried away with this composition and I loved it too much to throw it away. So I'm sorry. Maybe this will give the creator more ideas for the character. I don't know. I'm not trying to be mean about this person's character because I loved him so much. But I suppose with illusion magic, you can make anything appear, so do I get a free pass with that? Probably. I don't know. Even though I fell in love with this composition and just went with it because I was just getting carried away, there was a moment of hesitation where I thought, does this match the character? But I read the backstory again and it said that he was a very kind of showy character, and I thought this composition definitely showed off that aspect of his personality, so I just went with it. I really do hope that Ski Mask Master likes this picture. Also, on a side note, something that I was not expecting but really loved about Ethan was the fact that he wears skirts. I live for this! It was such a quirk that I fell in love with very quickly, and it just made him stand out when I was picking the characters for this episode. With that being said, if you would like to enter my Drawing Neuroses series, all the information will be down below in the description. I can't wait to see your entries. If you're liking this video so far, you can put a like on it, maybe even subscribe if you haven't already. I post videos every single week on weekends, mostly on Saturday nights. Due to the time difference, it would be Sunday morning for me, because yay, UK time zone, woo! Always 5 hours ahead. And I usually stay up really late on Saturday night, or Sunday morning for me, to answer some of the comments. Obviously by that time of the night I'm very tired, so I try and answer as many as I can before I go to bed. The next character I chose, her name is Isa, or Isa. I don't know how to pronounce it, but Google said Isa, so that's what I'm going with. And she belongs to Mathy_draws, also on Instagram. And her backstory is, Isa was born into an abusive and unfair family. She lived with her younger brother Hayden, mother and father. Her father expected something of them that her and her brother could not ever give him, so he decided it would be better to try and shape them to the way he wanted them to be. He tried his best, but it was all in vain. He then realised that it was pointless and that his children would never be perfect in his eyes. Isa's mother didn't do anything to stop him over the years. So when Isa was 12 and Hayden 11, he sent them away by putting them up for adoption and fostering. So as you can tell with this character, it's not particularly a happy story, and it really stood out to me and it just stuck with me. Something I always get asked about on live streams about the Drawing Your OCs series is, what do I look for? What do I pick? Well, obviously that changes from time to time that I actually do the episodes, and it can be completely random of what I want to pick that week. But Isa stuck with me not just because of her tragic backstory, but because there was options to it. I could actually draw the character at either the age of 12 or the age of 16. This is also something that was very prominent in Ethan's character sheet, because I had the option whether I could draw him with a hoodie or without his hoodie. I think the theme of this episode in general is actually just options, giving me the option to include what I want. I chose Isa at age 16 because she just looked so pretty. I kind of wish I would have went with 12-year-old Isa, but that pink shirt, I really wanted to paint that pink shirt. It just looked really good. And with these two pieces for Drawing Your OCs, my Arteza sketchbook is done, so there will be a sketchbook tour hopefully next week. I actually now have a few sketchbooks that are finished, so hopefully there should be more sketchbook tours in the future. It's a really good feeling to be ahead on videos for once, because I'm always falling behind, it feels like. So this is definitely something I'm happy about. Going back to the supplies in the video, the last thing that I used to actually clean up the watercolour was actually my Polychromos pencils. The Polychromos pencils actually really helped me out, especially with the darker skin tone, because darker skin tones are actually harder to do. They are definitely more risky. You've got to go in straight away with darker colours, and it's also harder to correct if you make a mistake. So my Polychromos pencils actually fixed this entire piece, because I was messing up with the watercolour so much and so bad that I was actually having a little bit of anxiety about it. And I will admit there were points during the watercolour process of Isa's piece that I just wanted to throw away and start again, because there was just so much wrong with my watercolour layering, and it just was one of those pieces where I thought, it's not going right, my life is over. But I stuck to it and then saved it with the Polychromos pencils, which I'm so happy it worked. It also gave me a lot more confidence in my Polychromos pencils, which is really good. I don't really use my Polychromos pencils on their own for a piece. What I usually tend to do is I use them alongside another medium, so say markers or watercolour in this instance. They really help to refine a piece and breathe a little bit more life into a piece. I am using the Drawing Your OCs series as a way to practice and get a hold of a commission style that I could use in the future, and I'm thinking that this sort of style could actually work pretty well if I do traditional commissions at some point this year. I'm still trying to work out all the little details. So with that being said, just as I'm about to show off both final pieces, I really hope you guys enjoyed this video. And just a reminder, all of the information to enter Drawing Your OCs is down below in the description. I know I mentioned it earlier in the video, but it doesn't hurt to mention it again. And if you like this video, you can click that like button and click the subscribe button down below with post notifications on to receive a notification every time I upload or live stream, when YouTube works of course. And I'll see you guys in my next video. Bye guys.